Hi guys, welcome to Svadhisthana. Today we have a second chakral flow. So the second chakra is also known as the Sacral Chakra or Svadhisthana. It is located at our sacrum, so that area in between the hips. So the Sacral Chakra is really the power of our relationships, how we relate to each other, how we relate to ourselves. It's the center of our emotions, our feelings of creativity, fluidity, and openness. So we're going to focus on some hip opening postures, and we're just going to allow ourselves to really delve into our emotions. A lot of our hips are stored in the emotions. So allow yourself to open here and release tension, release stress, and let those emotions come out if they want to. We want a balanced second chakra so that we can be balanced in ourselves, in how we create, and in how we relate. All right, so we're going to start in Baddha Konasana, which is a butterfly position where you just have the soles of your feet together, knees are draped outward towards the mat, spine is long and straight. Bring your hands to your ankles if you can. Try to sit up nice and tall. All right, let's close our eyes here. Close your eyes and begin to focus on the breath. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Deep inhale through your nose and long exhale through your nose. And then you can repeat after me either internally or aloud. I am alive and I am joyful. I embrace the flow of my life. I am alive and I am joyful. I embrace the flow of my life. I am alive and I am joyful. I embrace the flow of my life. And flutter your eyes open. Let's stay here for another few moments in Baddha Konasana, perhaps moving forward with our torso, walking our hands out in front of us, getting a little bit deeper into the hips. Continue to allow that breath to flow slowly and deeply, sending the energy for wherever it is needed to release tension. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly walk your hands back to center as you lift your heart. Good. Let's move on to our mats in all four position, tabletop. So shoulders right over wrists and hips right over knees. Inhale as you drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your hips for cow. Exhale around your spine for cat, tucking your chin. Inhale, rounding down, releasing that tummy for cow. Exhale, round the spine up towards the ceiling for cat. Look at your navel. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Tuck your toes, come to a neutral position with your back, and then lift your knees up and back, coming into your first down dog. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, turn your toes outward slightly, lift your heels. Exhale as you bend your knees and send your hips back and down into a downward frog. Inhale, come back to center, down dog. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heels, turn your toes outward. Exhale, bend your knees, lower your hips. Inhale, come back to center, down dog. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heels, turn your toes outward. Exhale as you send your hips down, bending your knees. Come back up to center, down dog. Bend your knees, keeping your toes pointed forward this time. Look in between your hands. Slowly step your feet to the top of the mat, in between your hands for your forward fold. Exhale. Inhale. Keep a gentle bend in your knees. Good. On your inhale, start to slowly round your spine up, Coming up to stand, bringing your arms overhead. Look up. Then exhale, bring your hands to heart center and release your hands down by your sides. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Inhale as you lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, bend your knees, step your feet to the back of the mat, high plank, top of a push-up. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, bend at your elbows. Then lower all the way to the mat, releasing your toes. Inhale as you come into cobra, lifting your heart up, lifting your head. Exhale, return to the mat. Tuck your toes under, push into the mat as you lift your hips up and back, coming into down dog. Turn the toes outward, bend the knees, send the hips down, coming into your downward frog. Come back up to down dog. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heels, turn the toes outward. Exhale, bend the knees, downward frog, lowering those hips. Come back to center, down dog, inhale. And exhale. Inhale one more time, lifting the heels, turn the toes outward. Exhale, bend the knees, send the hips down. Inhale, come back up to down dog. And exhale. Inhale, keeping the toes pointed forward. Lift the hips, lift the heels as you bend the knees, look forward. Step to the top of the mat, in between your hands for your forward fold. Inhale as you lift up halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand with a flat back. Arms come overhead, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and then release them by your sides. Good. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, sit your hips back and down, coming into chair pose. Shift your weight into your left leg as you pick up your right knee and then cross the outside of your right ankle on top of your left knee for figure 4 chair or pigeon chair. Sinking deeply into those hips, putting the weight into the back of your left foot, the heel. Wrap the ribs in and point the tailbone down. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise to stand, release the right foot to the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet to the back of the mat, high plank, top of a push-up. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, bend at your elbows. Inhale, take your cobra or your up dog, your choice. Exhale, send your hips up and back, tucking your toes, coming into down dog. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg up, bend your right knee, and open the right hip out to the side. Maybe sending the right knee even up towards the ceiling. Keep your chest square here. It's just our hips that are opening. Continue to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Let's do some hip circles. Lower the knee down, right knee comes down, then bring it out, up and around. Bring it down, and then out, up and around. One more time, down, up and around. Keep that knee lifted, opening that hip. Then on your exhale, square off your hips. Inhale, move forward in a plank. Bring your right knee to your nose. Exhale, step your right foot through in between your hands. Inhale as you cartwheel your arms open to a T, releasing your left heel to the mat for warrior 2. Gaze out over those right fingertips. Check for heel to arch alignment in your feet. And breathe. Inhale as you flip your right palm up, release your left hand down onto your left leg, reverse your warrior, right arm comes up overhead, find the back bend, and then come back into warrior 2. Wrap your left hand behind your back, so bend your left elbow, left hand comes to the right hip. Good, breathe here. And then straighten your right leg. Shift your hips back slightly as you reach your right fingertips forward, and when you can't reach anymore, release the right hand to your shin, open your heart, and look either at the wall in front of you or up at the ceiling for Trikonasana with a half bind. Good, continue to breathe, inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale, Inhale. Exhale as you bend your right knee. Bring your right elbow to rest on top of the right knee for extended side angle. Option 1 is staying here. Option 2, release your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Option 3 is finding a full bind where you release the right hand underneath your right thigh. Wrap the hands together behind your right hip. Release the bind. And then unwrap the left hand from behind you, bringing it down to the mat in front of you. Look down at both of your hands. Slightly turn your right toes inward, so towards the wall that you're facing. And then bend your right knee deeper. Flex your left foot towards your face, coming into Skandasana, a low side lunge. You can keep your hands grounded here, or you can lift your hands up to your heart. Good. Take another breath. Really push that right knee outward, opening the hips. Then plant the hands on the mat in front of you, lifting up again, pushing your weight into the hands. Walk your hands to the front of the room so they frame your right foot. Heel toe that right foot over behind your left hand and release the right knee to the mat. Then release the left knee, coming into pigeon pose. On your inhale, lift your heart. Find the space and the openness here. On your exhale, move forward, walking your hands out in front of you, keeping the hips square, getting deep into that hip in pigeon pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. On your inhale, walk your hands back towards your midline. Lift your heart. Good. Push your hands into the mat as you tuck your left toes under and lift your left foot up off the mat. Then really push up and back so you can release your right foot to the back of the mat, coming into your high plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift your hips up and back as you tuck your toes, coming into down dog. Inhale, turn your toes outward, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, send your hips down for your down frog. Come back to center, down dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift your heels, turn your toes outward. Exhale, bend your knees, send your hips down, coming into our downward frog. Come back to center, down dog. Inhale and exhale. Once more, inhale as you lift your heels, turn your 10 toes outward. Exhale, bend your knees, send your hips down. Downward frog. Come back to center, turn the toes forward. Bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward, step or even hop to the top of the mat in between your hands for your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, rise to stand with a flat back. Arms come overhead. Look up. Exhale as you bring your hands to heart center. Release the hands by your sides. Good. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, sit your hips back and down, coming into chair. Taking the other side, shifting your weight into your right leg. Lift your left foot up off the mat. Keep that left knee bent and then cross the outside of the left ankle on top of the right knee. Figure 4 or pigeon chair. Trying to sink lower into those hips, really opening the hips here. Keeping the weight shifted into the heel of the right foot. Ribs wrap in, tailbone points down. Take another breath. Then inhale as you straighten your right leg, release the left foot to the floor. Exhale as you hinge and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, bend your knees, step to the back of the mat, high plank, top of a push-up. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, bend at your elbows. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, shoot your hips up and back as you tuck your toes, taking your down dog. Take a deep, deep breath in. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Bend the left knee and open the left hip. Good. Breathe into that opening. Find that space. Let's do some circles. Inhale as you lower the knee down and then turn it out and up and around. So Circling in and down and out, up and around. Once more, taking a big hip circle. Then keep that hip open for another breath. Good, then square off the hips, keeping the left knee bent. Move forward into plank, bringing the left knee to the nose, and then step the left foot through in between your hands. On your inhale, cartwheel your arms up to a T as you release your right heel to the mat, warrior two. Check for that heel to arch alignment. Good. Inhale as you flip your left palm up, release your right hand to your right leg and reverse your warrior. Left arm comes up overhead. Take the back bend. So good. Come back to warrior two. Wrap that right hand behind your back, maybe grabbing the outside of your left hip. Stay here, take a breath, and then straighten your left leg. Shift your hips back a little bit as you reach forward with your left fingertips, trying to reach that wall in front of you, and then release your left hand down onto your shin. Trikonasana, open your heart, look forward or maybe look up. Keeping that wrap, try to wrap the right shoulder back so you feel openness in your chest here. Take a breath. So good. Keep breathing. One more inhale here. And exhale as you bend your left knee, bring the left elbow on top of your left knee, keeping your heart open for your extended side angle with this half bind. Option one, stay here. Option two, release the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Option three, wrap your left hand under your left thigh so it reaches back and joins your right hand. Open your chest and find the bind. If you've got the bind, release your left hand to the mat, and then everyone unwrap your right hand, bring that down to the mat. Turn the left toes inward towards your hands, and then bend the left knee deeper, coming in down into that Skandasana, low lunge on the left. Good, maybe flexing those right toes towards your face, maybe lifting your torso up. Keep breathing, getting deep into those hips. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, plant your palms on the mat in front of you. Shift the weight into your hands and then turn towards the front of the room, walking your hands to the front so that they frame your left foot. Now heel toe that left foot so it lands behind your right hand and lower the left knee to the mat. Then lower your right knee down, lift your torso up, coming into seated pigeon. Stay lifted with your torso to start. Feel the openness here. Make sure your hips are square, and then on your exhale, start to walk your hands forward on the mat, coming down over your bent left knee, maybe bringing your forehead to the mat. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, start to walk your hands back towards your midline, lifting your torso up. Push your hands into the mat as you tuck your right toes, lift the right knee, and then really lift up so you can send the left foot to the back of the mat next to your right. Hold your plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, take the back bend. Exhale, hips go up and back as you tuck your toes, down dog. Inhale, lift your heels, turn the toes outward. Exhale, downward frog. Bend your knees, lower the hips. Inhale, come up to down dog. And exhale. Inhale, lift the heels, turn the toes outward. Exhale, bend the knees, lower the hips. Come back up to center on your inhale, down dog. And exhale once more. Inhale, lift your heels, turn the toes outward. Exhale, bending the knees, sending the hips down. And then come up to down dog. Toes point forward. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge and fold. On your inhale, rise to stand with a flat back as your arms come overhead. Exhale, release your hands to heart center and then down by your sides. Good. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, send your hips down and back, coming into chair. Lift your heels up. Lower your hips even deeper. Keep lowering those hips, bring them down till they're just on top of your heels. And then release your heels to the mat. Bring your hips down, coming all the way down into the mat. Good. Roll down onto your back. Bring your knees in towards your chest and give them a big squeeze. Good. Open your knees up so they're wider than your chest. They're just on the outside of your rib cage. And reach your hands in between your knees to grab either at your ankles or your big toes. And lift your feet. Come into happy baby. Flexing those feet at the ceiling, really wrapping those thighs down around your rib cage. Getting into our hips. So good. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, release your feet to the mat. Open your knees up, hips width distance. Hands come by your sides. Push your feet into the mat as you inhale to lift your hips up, your low back up, your mid back up, coming into bridge pose. Take a deep breath. Maybe wrap your shoulders under and clasp your hands together under your abdomen. Really pushing your hips towards the ceiling. Energetically sending the energy down through your hips all the way to the knees. Keep the hips lifted, one more breath. And then exhale, release the hands, roll back down onto your backs. Good. Bring the knees into your chest. Give them a big squeeze, keeping your back grounded here, shoulder blades grounded, head is grounded, trying to bring those knees closer and closer to your chest. Feeling that in your hip flexors. Good. Take another breath. Then release your feet to the mat again. We're going to take bridge once more. Hands are by your sides. Push your feet into the mat to lift your hips up. Getting those hips up so high, pushing them up towards the ceiling. Feeling that openness in the front side of your body. Maybe wrapping your shoulders under and clasping your hands together under your abdomen. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. Exhale as you release your hands. Roll down slowly onto the mat. Bring both knees into your chest. Give them one more big squeeze. Then grab the undersides of your knees and gently rock up to a seated position. Extend your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet, legs are together. Bend your right knee in and then open the right knee out to the side, placing the sole of the right foot at the inside of your left thigh. Slightly, ever so slightly, turn your torso to face that extended left leg. Inhale as you bring your arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward, coming over that extended left leg, maybe bringing your forehead to your knee and your hands to wrap around the bottom of your foot. Continue to send the breath where it needs to go. Let's come out of Janu Shirshasana, lifting our torso, raising our arms, extend the right leg on the mat and bend the left knee in. Open the left knee out to the side and place the sole of the left foot on the inside of the right thigh. Inhale as you bring your arms overhead ever so slightly, twist a tiny bit to face that right leg, and then exhale, hinge and bow forward over that extended leg, maybe bringing your forehead to the knee, perhaps coming to touch your toes, maybe wrapping your hands around the bottom of your foot, or maybe just walking your hands up beside your leg, just going to where you need to be in your body. Good. Inhale, walk your hands back a little bit, and then extend both legs out on the mat. Open your legs up as wide as you can. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, bow forward, come down in between your legs, crawling those arms out in front of you. But make sure you're keeping your feet flexed and your knees pointed up at the ceiling so that you're getting that external rotation at your hips and really digging into the hips and finding the correct alignment. Open up here and release. And walk your hands back towards your midline. Grab the undersides of your knees to bring them in. Roll down onto your back. Your knees are bent, soles of the feet are on the mat. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Move the right knee away from you as you move the foot close to you and place the right ankle on top of your left knee for our reclined pigeon pose. Either stay here or start to bring your left knee up towards your chest, moving this entire shape inward, and then reaching forward with your arms. Right hand comes in between the shape, left hand comes the outside of your left leg, either grabbing the underside of your left knee or maybe even wrapping around the front of your left calf. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep the shape like it is, but just release your hands, bringing your arms to a T. And then you can gently release the entire shape over to the left side, finding a little twist here. Finding a twist and an openness, a stretch in your right hip. You can cactus your arms if you need to. They don't have to be straight out. So right knee is pointed up at the ceiling. The sole of the right foot is on the mat. So it's just like the shape we were in. It's just draped over to the left. And then from here, reach your left hand up to grab your right knee. And now pull the right knee down towards the mat, getting more into our spine, less into the hip. Trying to keep that right shoulder grounded. Gently release everything, coming back to center with both feet on the mat, knees are bent. Bringing your left knee in toward your chest, cross the left ankle on top of the right knee. Either stay here or bring this entire shape in towards your chest as you reach forward and through, grabbing the bottom of your right leg underneath the thigh, or maybe wrapping your hands around the shin. Just breathing into this. Remember to be open and fluid. Let the breath help you. Keeping your legs as they are, open your arms to a T or to a cactus or goalpost shape, and just drape this shape over to the right, allowing the sole of your right foot to land on the mat. The right ankle is still in front of the left knee, and the left knee points up at the ceiling. Reach forward with your right hand to grab the left knee, and now pull the left knee down towards the mat, coming into the spinal twist, trying to release the left shoulder onto the mat. And come back to center. Release the legs long on the mat. Open the arms by your sides. And let everything go as you find your final resting pose, Shavasana. Slowly start to bring your awareness back into your body. Bend your knees and grabbing the undersides of one or both knees, gently rock up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Bring your hands to rest on top of your knees, or you can bring them on your lap with your right hand on top of your left and the thumbs coming to touch. Returning to the mantra that we said at the beginning of practice. I am alive and I am joyful. I embrace the flow of my life. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, palms come to touch. Bring the hands down in front of the heart center. And now bring both of your hands to rest in the middle of your hips, in the middle of your sacrum, just in the middle of your hips. Remembering that our connection to each other and our connection within ourselves is so important. Remember to give yourself self-love, to love those around you. Thank you for practicing with us today. Namaste.